No. No. Oh, chat. I've been, oof, bros, hoping. Oh, I'm so sad. I've been recording quality content for 17 minutes and 50 seconds. 18 minutes now. And none of it was being recorded on OBS. Oh, what am I doing? Like, it was recording, but it wasn't recording. Oh, I'm so sad. So I'm gonna start over and roll this over, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hello and welcome back to another League of Legends guide. My name is LittleBoyOfHope, and today I'm going to give you a cheat sheet that shows you how to build for every champion in League of Legends, except for probably Rel, who just came out a day or two ago. I've been seeing a lot of friends and clients who have been struggling a lot in game recently due to the new items, and I know this guide should have came out weeks ago and that I'm pretty late, but I still wanted to make it anyways because there still has yet to be a guide like this released onto YouTube, and Season 11 isn't officially here yet either. The builds I'm about to give you have been tested and tried. Most of them are really good, however, don't rely on this too much. These builds should be a generic basis on how to build your champion properly only. Don't worry, we'll also go over a couple of ways on how you can find more exact builds for your champion of choice a bit later into today's guide. The reason why I tell you not to rely on this too much, and the reason why I'm teaching you how to find exact builds, is because a lot of these builds were built and tested in the PvE server very early on before the preseason even hit. However, I've been over a couple of these builds and they aren't too shabby at all, quite good for most of them at least. I came across this on a Reddit post and found it to be insanely useful, and I wanted to share it with you. The person who made this cheat sheet is a coach from LAS, and because I don't watch pro play, I don't really know what team that is, but him and one of his buddies made this cheat sheet together, and it's not too bad at all considering the number of champions that League has overall. They both tested these builds for over a month and a half in the PvE with different items, champions, etc. I have found errors in a lot of random builds, so do beware if you're maining someone. Don't go specifically only by this list, but also be open to my next few strategies on how to find the best, most optimum build for your favorite champions. I'll also teach you how to properly use the item shop, that way you'll know exactly what to build on your mains and how to build it. Just before we jump into today's video, I wanted to give you a quick reminder that if you do enjoy educational League of Legends guides like this, to click subscribe and to turn on the notifications. We make weekly videos and might plan on releasing more often than once after today's video. We're also growing at a rapid pace on both Instagram and Discord, so be sure to head there if you do enjoy our educational content. Links will be in the description box below. My Instagram actually has a lot of helpful jungle tips and tricks up currently, and this month we're focusing on tips and tricks for ADCs. We're planning on covering the support, mid, and top roles yet in the following months. With that said, let's get started with today's guide. If you want the link to today's cheat sheet, that is also in the description box below. Once you guys click onto the cheat sheet, this is how it's gonna look like, the layout and everything. You'll see the description. And just before we get started, I want to teach you guys how to save this a couple ways. You guys can either come back to this video and click on the link, or you guys can go up here and bookmark it. Or another thing, this is what I did. I click save here, and then the way you find that is you go to your profile, saved, and then boom, that's where it's gonna be. And that's how you use Reddit, and that's how it's done. Let's go back to the cheat sheet here. Let me show you guys what's cool about the cheat sheet. So right here, this section right here, you guys have what is called the class items cheat sheet. And so let's just say, because we're focusing on ADCs this month on YouTube and Instagram, I'm gonna go over some of the ADC items and use those as examples on how to use this cheat sheet. So click on AD carries here, and you have a pretty nice imager here. I don't know how people say it, but these are the regular mythic items for ADCs, and the way you want to build in Season 11 is mythic items are really OP. Like, mythic items are quite OP, and you want to rush them. They have good build parts into it, and you want to rush them because they give you bonus stats like passives, right? So like the Gale Force right here gives you bonus movement speed. Kraken Slayer here gives you bonus attack speed, and the Immortal Shield Bow here gives you bonus attack damage and health. So as you can see, that's really solid. Mythic items first is generally what most players go, but sometimes you don't always have to resort to mythic items first. Some people get it second or third as well. Just depends on the champion, and that's what I'm going to teach you guys once I teach you guys how to find your exact builds in the next section of today's guide. but this is the generic mythic items that you have here, and then these are all the legendary items. And just so none of you guys are confused, legendary items are just full items, and mythic items are just the items that give you like bonus. So if you guys don't have mythic items, you guys are trolling in your build, like hard trolling. And then let's just go down here. Now let me show you guys this. This is really neat. So this is pretty much the class for AD carries, and these are the defensive items, right? So like Wits End, Guardian Angel, Mob, Mortius, Mercurius, Scimitar for CC, Wits End for magic resist, Guardian Angel for armor, and Mob Mortius for magic resist. Definitely, I usually never build Maul, but maybe some people do. I haven't looked too much into it. I just want to check really quickly, make sure this is recording again, because I spent 18 minutes talking and recording and it wasn't recording. So now I got my Streamlabs on the right side and we're actually recording, so it's really good. Okay, so let's go into the ADC section here. We have like Aphelios and Kai'Sa. Let's click on that. And so you have a couple builds here, and let me show you guys how this actually works. They have starting items here, which is really solid. Most matchups you will start Dorn's Blade. That's how most ADCs start up. It gives you lifesteal, HP, really good. However, if you're in a counter lane versus like a poke champion, Aphelios is very short range, and you're versus like a Bran or Janna. Janna's not really a poke champion, but she's a really underrated poke champion at the same time. She's more of a healer, but she's a really strong lane bully that a lot of people don't expect. If someone's a really good Janna, you're gonna get poked out. But anyways, Janna, Bran, Vel'Koz, Xerath, supports that poke you out. Dorn Shield is a really good start for you. And then Boots, most ADCs tend to go Berserkers. And then you have the skill order, and this is actually wrong here. Like I said, this isn't a perfect cheat sheet because there are a few errors in here. I think this is Caitlyn skill orders, which I haven't played much Aphelios, so I haven't seen this. I haven't come to this part of the cheat sheet. But anyways, that's a mistake. Those are Caitlyn. But that's the skill order generically, and you can see on Ashe, you want to max W and then Q because W gives you more damage and slow. Q next for damage because E you just kind of use for like for scouting. And so you can see the runes over here: Lethal Tempo, Conquer. These are pretty correct. Presence of Mind really OP this season actually, because you get mana back and you build mana. So really good really good rune. Keep that in mind. Presence of Mind is like really strong, and a lot of ADCs like it. And then you got all the runes over here. You got the secondary runes over here, and then you got the adaptive, like the I guess the smaller runes over there. And then you got the mythic item, which is what you want to grab first generically, and then you got a couple options here. So like with Immortal Shield Bow, the really nice thing about Immortal Shield Bow that a lot of ADs like to go, like even Ashe and Aphelios. I don't play too much Aphelios, but we can talk a little bit about Ashe here. Kraken Slayer on Ashe, it's really good, and a lot of people, like a lot of things, guides, a lot of places will recommend that you take Kraken Slayer, right? But actually no, because Immortal Shield Bow is actually really OP on Ashe too, because like assassins, there are a lot of assassins. Assassins are really strong right now because like Eclipse, Prowler's Claw, on like Pyke and Zed and Eclipse and Dustblade, that sort of stuff. Really strong right now, right? So that makes Immortal Shield Bow gives to the ADC, so they live more. Also, so that helps a lot. Also, but aside from assassin, like the one thing that a lot of players don't understand about Shield Bow is that it gives you lifesteal, and with lifesteal, if you take a bad trade in lane, you can also just heal back up, and it helps you stay in lane longer. Also helps a lot of out trade potential. Let's just say like your ADC, right, and your support is like hard feeding, right? But you get like 2-man dove, and then your jungler's there just like doing scuttle or dragon, and see the dive's coming, or they predict the dive and they come, right? And boom, your Shield Bow procs, you have heal and flash up, and you outplay the enemy bot lane, and now you just got like 900 shutdown gold or 2000 shutdown gold depending on who's like most fed, you know. So Immortal Shield Bow is really good item. It lets you sustain in lane, and it also protects you from assassins. Kraken Slayer, also a really good item because it gets more DPS, and when there's a lot of tanks, that's probably what you want to go for. And then you got the gale force here that gives you extra movement speed. And so let's just say if you're versus like a blitzcrank, someone with hook, someone who if hits you with an ability you're probably gonna die, you're versing a Varus or another Ashe or something like that, then you can use this for a quick dash to get away. But generically, I'm pretty confident in my abilities as an ADC. I've been playing a little bit of ADC recently, and I haven't really ever gone Gale Force. And some people might do it, but I've never gone for it. I think it's just not my playstyle. I've adapted. It's just not my playstyle, and if you feel like you need Gale Force, go for it. Go for it. But anyways, that's what you have. And then down here you have like situational items. Oh wow, that's a big one. Let's lower that dot size. So erase this really quickly. And so, oh, that's still really big. Okay, perfect. And so down here you have like situational items, and so these are items like that are like good too. And so like you go Kraken Slayer into Rageblade, Runon's Hurricane, 3 items generally, and then you can build into like GA or any of these. You can even see these last 3 are situational. Like if you're doing really good, you can go Runon's for like more DPS, or if you need your versus Assassin, you can go GA, or if you're falling behind, you can also go GA, or like if the LeBlanc is really strong, you can either go Wits In or Maw. And then if they have a lot of tanks, you can also go for like you can also go for like armor pen. And then you also got the green bow here, which helps with Executioner's Calling. That helps with lifesteal. Like if you got a really fed Aatrox in the enemy team, that's really good for you. And so Executioner's Calling, boom, right there. There are a lot of tanks. You can get an early Last Whisper, or you can go call for like a Soraka, Senna, that sort of stuff. Really, really good stuff. And then if you dive, I tend to dive a lot, so I always get stopwatch. But as an ADC, no, I don't get stopwatch much. Usually, generally, only if they have like a LeBlanc, someone who can burst you immediately, Talon, Zed, something like that. That's when I would go Hourglass, or I mean just early stopwatch. Stopwatch is a one-time use only though, so I would instead take like versus assassins. Itemization is important, but runes are also important, and summoners are also important. And let me see here. They don't tell you what sums to go, huh? Interesting. I actually never noticed that about this cheat sheet. So yeah, this cheat sheet doesn't give you runes. Okay, that's runes and some. No, they give you runes. They don't give you summoners, which is very interesting. So like a lot of ADCs will go flash heal, and that would be the only thing they take. But against a lot of CC, instead of having to build like, because this actually cucks you a lot. If you build QSS early, because like versus Leona or something CC, then you actually kind of just like cucking your potential, because then you have to build QSS and then into Rageblade, and then now you're just like that much further behind, right? But if you just take Flash Cleanse versus a Leona, then you have a free QSS. You lose out on the heal, but you have that free QSS, and that's really helpful. Or if you're versus like an assassin, instead of going like secondary inspiration for free boots. Free boots are nice and they're helpful, but what's also really nice is if you have like bone plating versus assassin, that's really helpful. And you take like exhaust versus assassin, and you also have stopwatch, which is a really nice buy versus assassins. And that will be like super helpful. What I also found super helpful about this cheat sheet as well is it is on the Reddit forum, so there are people on here that says different things that are like, so let's just say if you're into like AP Shyvana, right, and you go into the Shyvana build, max E over W. That's like totally 100% correct. You don't max W on Shyvana unless you're playing tank Shyvana. If you're playing AP Shyvana, you want to max E, and that's probably something that they didn't go over just because they maxed W if they were going tank Shyvana, and people just kind of list out like certain things that shouldn't be here, which is really good for you if you want to take the time and read that. But that's pretty much the cheat sheet. It's really helpful. It's really good. Cheat sheet is really good if you're a jack of all trades like me and you like to play a lot of normal games, play with friends, that sort of stuff, filled. This cheat sheet is really good for you. It's what I recommend for you. Although if you are a one-trick main, a one-trick pony, and you main somebody, I recommend you watch the next part of the video, which is going to be going over finding exact builds, that sort of stuff. And even if you are a jack of all trades and you just have a small champion pool, the next part of the video will also help you out a lot as well. So let's go over that. Here is what I recommend for you guys. op.gg is really good. It only gives you, however, the first 3 items though, but we'll go quickly to op.gg and I can show you guys that really quickly. Let's just go over to a champion and go to the AD row, and let's just click on Jinx. And so you can see here, like on Jinx, people go Kraken Slayer, Immortal, Gale Force. That's the mythic item. Do remember that it is season 11. Mythic items do give you bonus attacks, bonus stats. So on the Kraken Slayer, you get 10% attack speed. Here you get 5 attack damage and 50 health per legendary item you finish. And here you get movement speed on the Gale Force, mobility. And so just keep that in mind. And with op.gg, it only gives you the first 3 items. And if you made it this far into the video, I want to congratulate you and reward you with this one tip. This one tip is really crucial, and it's helped me climb so fast because it's just a matter of mindset / mentality. And it is pretty much every game ends within 2 to 3 items, and the items that you build kind of don't matter sometimes. Like you can build any of these and do you can build any of these and do like pretty decent, right? Like the items that matter the most are the first 2 to 3 items. Those are your core items, and generally games end within 2 to 3 items. If you CS well, if you trade well in lane, if you get good kills in lane, if you set up the jungler ganks well, and you transition that into a strong mid game, snowball well, get strong objectives, end early. Every game generally ends within 2 to 3 items. Just keep that in mind. That's a good mindset to have, because a lot of people always worry about, oh man, my 4th item, I don't know what to build. It only gives me Kraken Slayer Runons into IE. I don't know what to build 4th. I don't know what to build 5th. I don't know what to build 6th. And they base their loss on the 4th, 5th, 6th item, and that's why they lost. And that's not always true. It's always how you play. It's always how you itemize and how you snowball. And if you're getting to those really close games a lot, I just want to let you guys know that it's not because of the way you built. With building items, generally the 2 to 3 items are like the most important. What I generally do on op.gg is to find like the exact build is I'll go to like champions, and you can actually do this too. You can go to like Korea server and you can click on champions, and let's just say like I main Zed, right? So I would go to Zed, and boom, go scroll down here, and 179 games on Zed here. I just click on the Zed, and you can see here this Zed is a Diamond 1 Zed, and he got a lot of Zed games in, Zed one trick, and these are the players you want to learn from. This is why I recommend op.gg. This is why I check out op.gg, and it shows you like different builds, different runes, also how this player plays. And so Eclipse Zed, we're seeing a lot of Eclipse Zed here, and a lot of tanks. So he's building like a lot of ability haste, a lot of Sorelda's Grudge. He gets like lifesteal from here, lethality, and then armor pen from this. And also you can see Ionian boots. He's going a lot of Ionian boots for ability haste. And so this is just overall like really good quality stuff that you can't find anywhere else other than op.gg. Like this has been super helpful for me, op.gg. So I really recommend going that route. And then I don't really use a lot of u.gg, but that's also good. YouTube is also good because it's very explanatory. You could type on YouTube and get a really good build, although just make sure that they are legit. You know, don't go for any troll builds, that sort of stuff, if you're really looking forward to climbing. And then in season 10 I stopped using Mobifier because I just preferred YouTube more, watching videos. But with season 11, I really enjoy using Mobifier. It's really good. Let me just show you guys. Vayne Mobifier, that's all you type the champion you want to play, and then Mobifier, click on the first link, make sure it's recording, perfect. And so with Mobifier, I don't really use it too much, so I can't give you guys like a whole rundown on it. But something I have noticed is like you have the views down here and you have the votes, right? So this one's got like 103,000 views and 38 votes. That's awesome, right? This one's got 22 million views and 690 votes. That's awesome, right? This one's got 2,500 and then 10 million views. So like you can base it off of these and go off of these as well. But people have troll builds on here. People have all sorts of builds for the champions you want, which is like why I think Mobifier is really good. But then I usually just go with like the one with the most votes and views. And so just click on here and you can see the runes here. And now Mobifier, I really like Mobifier because they tell you why you want these items. You have the notes up here, like Hex Drinker versus Heavy AP, Heavy AP mid laner, Guardian Angel versus Heavy AD mid, and then Mercure Scimitar versus Hard CC, right? So I really enjoy Mobile Fire because they have these notes here, leveling skill levels here, and then they have matchups and everything here. So I think Mobile Fire really is the place to go if you guys are looking for like the most detailed. And then they also teach you like a lot of things, a lot of tips and tricks, right? About the certain champion, the matchups, how to play the champion, and just like an overall effective, easy to look at guide. With YouTube, you kind of have to go back and forth, and so that can be a little confusing sometimes. But Mobile Fire really is the place to go. It gives you all the nitty gritty and all the small details, which is like really solid, I find. So I really recommend you guys use all these resources. And the last resource I recommend you guys use is blitz.gg if you guys are a filthy casual jack of all trades like myself. Blitz.gg is actually really solid, and the reason why is because blitz.gg, now what it does is once you get into the game, I mean blitz.gg, it has so many things you can go over. I'm just gonna go over the most important things for you guys here. God, it's because I'm not in a game, I can't really show you guys, but once you get into a game on OP, I'm just going to show you guys the nitty gritty. The best thing about blitz.gg, it has a lot of the good things about it, but pretty much once you get into the game, it just shows you like, once you get into game, it just shows you like everything in general, like how to max too, but it also gives you like tips on the side. You'll see like on the side of blitz.gg, it'll give you tips and tricks too, but just because I'm not going into a game, I can't really show you guys. I could for the sake of the purpose of the video, but I won't just because it is 2 a.m. I've been working on this video since 10 p.m. so I'm not going to do that. But blitz.gg is really good because it has like tips and tricks on who you're laning against, that sort of stuff, and it automizes. The most important thing for me is it automizes your runes and your everything for your runes and your summer spells for you, and that's like the biggest two things for me. I recommend this for like beginners. It's so good, it's so clutch. Like when you trade champions and it just automizes everything for you, it's so clutch. Like building a rune page, that sort of stuff, it takes like it takes a lot of time. It could be anywhere from 30 seconds if you're good to 10 seconds if you're good, or if you have it preset, if you have like a lot of rune pages preset, that's good too. But blitz.gg, you could use literally one rune page for every champion, and it's just really good because it automizes everything for you. Really recommend blitz.gg if you don't main anybody and if you're a jack of all trades. That's enough on how to find the exact build. You should know exactly how to build your champions. That's how I find my builds, and it works really well. We've gone over the cheat sheet and how to use that. We've gone over how to find your exact builds on your exact champion, and now let's go over how to use your item shop and how to build your item shop, right? So if you're on the cheat sheet, go to the cheat sheet. If you are on the Mobile Fire, go to Mobile Fire, and so I will make my league screen smaller here and make sure I'm just recording here so that actually I don't want to make my league screen smaller. I'm actually just going to show you guys really quickly. I have all the items of Vayne here, and I'm just really quickly going to make a Vayne shop to show you guys and show you guys how to utilize the shop. But because I have two monitors, and even if you don't, it's still going to be very easy. You guys can just like minimize your screen and make it easier. Oh, I guess that's as small as it's gonna go. Like I could do this and show you guys, but I want you guys to see the shop, so I'm gonna actually make this a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna drag my screen over here, and I'm actually gonna copy this for you guys. So let me just have my Streamlabs up so I know you guys are seeing everything, and I'm gonna minimize my camera here too, just so you guys aren't losing anything here. Yeah, I'm not, my webcam's not blocking anything. And then open up my guide again here, and so here we have once you get into your screen, you get the home screen, you go over here and you want to click on collection. That's where your item shop is. Go to items, and that's where your shop is, and now you click on create an empty set, and now make sure you guys click not applies to all champion, because then it'll show up every game, and that's kind of annoying if you're nitpicky like myself. But recently played down here, Vayne, let's just click on that, boom, and save. So now only when I play Vayne will this build pop up, and not on every single champion. That's like really important. So let's go back, click on vein and save that. And so you can name it anything you want, vein build, or you can also like, I'll show you another trick in a bit here too, but save that. And let's just go like starting items on vein. Over here we see Doran's blade, Doran's shield, and HP. So I'm just gonna right click, just quick adds. Most people can drag and drop too. I'm just gonna put here like starting items, and then just save that. I like to save a lot because I am a content creator and I tend to lose work a lot, so I save a lot, so don't mind me. I actually don't put potions anymore. I used to put potions, but with the new shop, potions pop up on the left side when you get into the game, along with wards and control wards and everything, so I don't do that anymore. I used to put like elixirs and stuff there, but I don't do that anymore because we have like all of that on the left side. So keep that in mind. Always buy potions when you need to in laning phase, and don't buy potions exiting laning phase. Like if your first turret is down, your enemy's first turret is down, or your first turret is down, just don't get potions. And then remember to get control wards. Those are important. They'll be on the left side here. Those are the starting items. We're gonna go in and I'm gonna do core items here, and the first item I see over here is Kraken Slayer. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna right click it and I'm gonna drag it down. You can also just drag it down like that as well if you want. I'm just gonna right click to remove, and let's just go to core items. And so generally this is like 2 or 3 items. So Kraken Slayer is core item on vein, and I also see that the Berserker Greaves also core item on vein. I know that some people build Ninja Tabbies and Merc on vein, but I think the majority build Berserker Greaves, and then Rage Blade is next. So just right click and it just automatically adds on there. Once you see the blue highlight here, if you right click, that's where it's gonna go, just so you know. So these are like the main core items, and then I'm just gonna add here optional or situational, and I guess I just kind of prefer situational over optional. You can name it whatever you want, but for optional here or situational here, you have like Blade of the Rune King is one of them. You can go Phantom Dancer as well. That's also another good one. And then you also got the Lord Dominic's Regard, and then you also got the Maw if you want. I actually don't play Maw ever. Rarely, so I really do that. I put the mythic item here, Immortal Shield Bow, in case I want to play that over Kraken Slayer. That's really important that you guys remember that. You guys always go Kraken Slayer on ADCs, you guys are gonna get clapped by like assassins so hard. So Immortal Shield Bow is huge. You can put Gale Force if you want. I'm not gonna, because I just don't ever play this item. I feel like I'm pretty good with my summoners, and I don't generally use Gale Force. Maybe I might in the future. I just haven't gotten used to the item, haven't played it much. And then let's see, like what else do they put on vein? I guess with this guide it says Kraken Slayer, Rage Blade, Phantom Dancer. That's pretty much it on this guide, at least. And so that's pretty much it. That's all it's gonna be, and I'm gonna have all my different boots on the side. I'm gonna have all my pots and elixirs on the side as well. Sweepers and everything are gonna be on the side over here once you get into the game. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you use the shop. And then these are different maps, so like if you turn this off, you can't use it. It doesn't show up, but if you do this, it does show up. And if you want to like do attack damage, like filter by attack damage or attack speed crit, then you can use this to filter it. But that's pretty much how you use the shop. You save that, and that's how you use the shop. I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like and comment below. If you enjoyed it, make sure you like the video, and if you didn't like it, make sure you dislike it and tell me why, because that really helps as a new content creator. I really hope this helped you guys out. My main goal for the video was to teach you guys, you know, the cheat sheet, show you guys how to use that, which I did, how to find exact builds, which I did, and how to use the item shop, which I did. And so a lot of next month's video will be coming out. I plan to do on videos on ADC, on like certain ADCs as well, and I plan to repurpose, like I'm streaming again, so I'm streaming on Twitch again at LittleBoyOfHope. So I'm gonna repurpose those streams, because I feel like some of those streams are very helpful, and when people see me play, it's also very helpful, because I do different things, different small things you might notice with my mouse, that might help you guys out a lot. So I'm gonna start to repurpose some of those and edit a little bit into YouTube videos as well. So I'll probably release more than one video per week on YouTube just to be more active. I want to keep the video as short as possible. Hopefully I was able to do that. Recording this, I have 38 minutes of footage, 20 minutes of footage. So I have a lot of footage to cut down. I'm hoping to aim, hopefully by the end of this video, it was like at least 5 or 10 minutes or 15 or 20 minutes. Don't want to go any longer than 20 minutes, but I hope I was able to fit anything in that little time period for you guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them below, and if there are any ADCs you guys want me to cover for the following month, make sure to let me know as well, because December is ending already. I haven't made any ADC videos, and I want to make some ADC videos. So if there's a certain ADC you want to see, make sure you let me know. If not, totally fine. I will go ahead and play the ADCs that I like and show you guys how to play them, how to build them. With that said, remember to subscribe, and good luck on the Rift.